With the exception of Beth Dutton, Yellowstone had a major problem with its female characters. Taylor Sheridan's iconic Western series certainly had no shortage of interesting, compelling women, but one after the other, these Yellowstone characters fell prey to an unfortunate storytelling trope. Whether it was Yellowstone abandoning Monica's indigenous community advocacy in favor of her serving cases storyline, or writing Summer, an activist with legitimate criticisms of the Yellowstone ranch and way of life, out of the show when John Dutton died, most of the show's female characters were entirely defined by their relationships to men, whether they started out that way or not. That's what makes Dutton Ranch such a breath of fresh air. While the Yellowstone spin-off has been criticized for being too similar to its predecessor, Dutton Ranch's cast of characters has actually raised the bar where women are concerned. Beth is a co-protagonist alongside her husband Rip. Orina may be Carter's love interest, but she's full of moxie and agency, and Beulah Jackson is perhaps the best villain in the Yellowstone franchise. Unfortunately, Dutton Ranch may be falling prey to Yellowstone's women problem where Beulah is concerned. In Episode 3, it was revealed that Beulah and Everett McKinney, Rio Paloma's kindly veterinarian, have a romantic history. Episode 4, Start with a Bullet, gives more of the backstory. Beulah lures Everett out to the 10-Petal Ranch and all but begs him to have a whiskey with her. As they drink, they talk about their kids, Beulah of Robwell and his addiction struggles, and Everett of a late son named Levi. Though Beulah and Everett recognize in each other a kindred spirit and a shoulder to cry on, Beulah clearly wants them to rekindle their flame, while Everett claims they're no good for each other. When Beulah can't argue, Everett leaves, and she is reduced to tears. She spends the rest of Dutton Ranch's 4th episode drowning her sorrows and is a drunk puddle of emotions when speaking with Joaquin at the end of the day. It's a worrisome storyline for the formidable character, and as Yellowstone has illustrated, things may only get worse for Beulah Jackson. Beulah and Everett's connection is good drama, but it shouldn't weaken her character. From a storytelling standpoint, giving Beulah and Everett an intimate past is an excellent twist because the conflict potential is endless. Beulah is currently Beth and Rip's biggest antagonist, while Everett is their strongest ally. If the two ranches go to war, he may very well find himself caught in the middle and forced to pick a side. Who to choose, the woman he once loved or the underdog ranchers whose values align with his? It also wouldn't hurt for Beulah's relationship with Everett to be a vulnerability for her, as the best villains all have emotional Achilles heels. However, she already has plenty with her own family, whether it's her loose cannon son Robwell or Dutton Ranch's Beth replacement, Orina. There's a difference, though, between being vulnerable and being weak. Again, it's good conflict for Everett's words to wound Beulah, but to cut her so deeply that she spends an entire day solo drinking while her ranch further descends into chaos makes no sense, unless Dutton Ranch's plan is to pull a Monica and rib Beulah out of her own storyline to have her serve Everett's. Fortunately, in her drunk mumblings to Joaquin, Beulah asserts that she's the only one capable of running the 10-Petal Ranch, and she's not ready to let go of her empire. It's assertions like this that make Beulah the most like John Dutton out of any Dutton Ranch character, a stubborn ranch magnate who sacrifices happiness for legacy, and the type of villain both the audience and the Yellowstone franchise deserves.